The passage which I will read, and has been especially important to me, is from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 17 through 21, which Paul says, "So if anyone is in Christ, there is a new creation. Everything old has passed away. See, everything has become new. All this is from God, who reconciled us to himself through Christ, and has given us the ministry of reconciliation. That is, in Christ, God was reconciling the world to himself, not counting their trespasses against them, and entrusting the message of reconciliation to us. So we are ambassadors for Christ, since God is making his appeal through us. We entreat you on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God. For our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God." So I grew up in the church all my life, been a part of many different denominations, and my family moved from state to state in the U.S. about as much as we changed denominations. But one moment in particular in my walk with Christ stands out to me. And that was when I was 14 at a youth event in the Southern Baptist church I attended at the time in a town called Sunnyvale, Texas. And at this event, this Saturday night, I felt what is called a call to ministry. I didn't hear any words, but I felt this strong desire, this strong confidence that God wanted me in the ministry somehow. I didn't know what shape it would take, I didn't know where it would lead me, but I accepted the call, and I was willing. Since then, I have engaged in different forms of ministry, had the opportunity to go to many different countries, and even go and earn a bachelor's degree in theology in pursuit of ministry. And throughout this whole very crazy path, this passage that I read has stood out to me. As Christian ministry, of which, of course, all Christians are a part of in different capacities, is the ministry of reconciling the world to God in Christ, of taking part in this narrative in which God draws all of creation to himself. And it has always been an amazing sight to see how God does that differently in different areas, in different locations, but also within yourself. To receive a call to ministry is also to be reconciled yourself, and to be this peace, this shalom that Jesus is in the business of restoring. And so Jesus calls us to be part of this reconciling work, to take a role in this narrative. And while there are many different characters, the church is very diverse. The way that ministry has played a role in my life has been one that has led me here to Leuven, which when I was 14 years old in Sunnyvale, Texas, I would have not known what to make if I were to know in the future that I would be a confirmed Anglican in Leuven, Belgium. First, I wouldn't have known what Leuven was. Belgium was that place that made waffles. And Anglican, to me, was associated with Henry VIII and that denomination C.S. Lewis was a part of. And that was pretty much it. But it reminds me that to be engaged in Christian ministry is to practice a radical hospitality to the future, to be open to whatever comes, to whomever comes, to say that no matter where we find ourselves, we will take part in the role of reconciling the world unto God. And that, at this point in life, is taking the form of me training to become a lay reader in the Church of England. And so I look forward to playing my role in this narrative of redemption within the Anglican Communion.